Good afternoon to Vanda. Can you just answer me about what can be the range of voice signal, the band of frequencies for voice or speech?
3K hertz, but we take up to 4K hertz.
Okay, up to 4 kilohertz. In general, this is an approximation for most of the people. That might be from 300 hertz to
3,300.
kilohertz roughly. See, that might go even up to 8 kilohertz, but the contribution is negligible. You might expect that spectrum of your speech signal might be like this. I'm giving just rough, just for understanding purpose. This is frequency versus mod x of f. Spectrum of your speech signal. 0 hertz. This is 300 hertz roughly. This is minus 300 this side. 302, it may go up to 8 kilohertz or even higher. But the thing is, the contribution is very, very less. You can see this contribution is very low, right? Up to 3.5 kilohertz. See, this will vary from person to person. This is not the generalized one. Some persons may have good frequency components beyond this also, but very rare. Some persons may have reasonable frequency components only up to this. The strength will be less after this point. It depends on person to person. On an average, you can expect something like this. Up to 3.5 kilohertz, you may get reasonable frequency band for your speech signal. And beyond 3.5 kilohertz, the contribution is very, very low or negligible. Like this, you can expect. This magnitude is very low as compared to this magnitude, right? For these frequencies, you have good contribution to your signal x of t. Yeah. Can someone answer what is x of t? If you know x of f. X of t equals to inverse transform, right? Yeah, one of you can answer. What can be this? X of f e power j2 pi ft df, right? Or
1
j
by 2 pi.
1 by 2 pi. Is it like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
No, sir. If we consider omega, then we have to keep 1 by 2 pi.
Okay, the 2 pi gets cancelled, right? 2 pi into df. Okay. This gets cancelled, that's fine. What is the meaning of this? Can you tell me what is the exact meaning of this? This is my speech signal. This is my actual speech signal. Time domain only, right? Actual speech signal. I want to express my speech signal as a linear combination of frequency components, right? Integration is nothing but continuous summation. This is integration is nothing but continuous summation. Yeah, now can you guess what is this? It's indirectly what is it saying?
Area under the function.
No, yeah, that's fine. But what I'm expecting is, this is something like, for example, I want to see what is the contribution. See, for example, I want to see the contribution of 1 kilohertz signal, 1 kilohertz frequency to this signal. Then what is the contribution? I'll simply replace f with 1 kilohertz, right? In this inner part. This is a continuous summation. Integration means. Discrete summation means a1 plus a2 plus a3 like that. It's a continuous summation. Integration means. Because it's a continuous function, you can call it like continuous summation. It's something like at f equal to 1 kilohertz means f equal to 10 power 3. At f equal to 10 power 3, I am contributing this much magnitude. X of 10 power 3, f equal to 10 power 3. Here x of 10 power 3 means, mod x of 10 power 3 means, the 1 kilohertz somewhere here. This corresponds to mod x of 10 power 3. That means I am contributing this much strength to my speech signal at this frequency 1 kilohertz. That's the actual meaning of this one. And I want to see what the contribution of 2 kilohertz signal to my speech signal. That is something like x of 2 into 10 power 3 into e power j2 pi. F means 2 into 10 power 3 into t. That means x of 2 into 10 power 3 is my contribution. X of 2 into 10 power 3 means this one. This is mod x of 2 into 10 power 3. This much magnitude I am contributing. It's something like how much amount I am contributing from my particular frequency f. That's what this is claiming. It's an inverse transform, right? According to general human speech signal scenarios, you might expect very, very weak contribution above 3.5 kilohertz. That's the reason generally you try to neglect this band. See, don't take 3.5 kilohertz as granted. Some people may take up to 3 kilohertz. Some people may go up to 4. Because see, if this is contributing less, I can remove this part, right? I can remove this part. When that is contributing less means that won't affect that much to my signal x of t. The amount of contribution is less means I can remove that component. There is no problem at all for me. That won't disturb my signal by huge amount. A little bit will be affected, that x of t, if the contribution is less, if I remove this part. Okay, that's fine. Then what about audio signal? With respect to humans, what is the audible frequency range?
20 hertz to 20 kilohertz.
Yes, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? Beyond this, you may not hear. Your ear will act like a filter. It will let you filter out the frequency components above 20 kilohertz. That will let you attenuate. Then what kind of filter your ear might be? Ear and brain combination. What might be that filter?
Passband filter.
This might be pass band filter, right? It's trying to allow frequency components from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. It's some sort of pass band filter. Okay, that's fine. Now, we'll try to have a look into some program. Yeah, no need to look into that program. I'll try to execute that one. And you can try to understand. You can try to have some observations over that. What I am going to do is, I am considering a song. Song means, in general, voice plus music, right? Your voice might be up to roughly 3.5 kilohertz. Your music signal can go beyond 3.5 kilohertz also, right? With the help of music instruments, you can generate even up to 20 kilohertz or beyond that also. But beyond that, you can't hear. The remaining part I can generate with the help of music instruments. The song contains combination of voice and music. Now, what is my target in this particular program is, I want to see the contribution from each and every frequency band. Let's consider 0 hertz to 20 kilohertz total. Audio frequency band means 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? Audible range. What I'll do is, first I'll try to filter up to 1 kilohertz. I'll pass my song through low pass filter with cutoff frequency 1 kilohertz. And I'll try to listen to that output of my low pass filter. After this, what I'll do is, I'll try to go for one more filter. is a band pass filter with cutoff frequencies 1 kHz to 2 kHz. I'll pass my song through this band pass filter and I'll try to listen the output from the band pass filter. And after that, I'll try to repeat the same procedure till this one. 2 kHz to 3 kHz, one more band pass filter. I'll pass my song, same song through this band pass filter and I'll try to listen to that one. See, this one I am doing because I want to know what can be the contribution from each and every 1 kHz band in my song. What is the contribution of these 1 kHz bands to my song or to my signal? That's what my target. I want to understand. Then what can be the last one? This is 19 kHz to 20 kHz. Yeah, what is this band number? Yes, you can answer. First band is from 0 to 1 kHz. Second band is from 1 kHz to 2 kHz. Third band 2 to 3. Then what is this number?
20.
20.
20, right? That means I want to know what is the contribution of each of these 20 subbands in my song, in the given song. With the help of digital filters, I want to analyze this one. Just try to have some code for this. Yeah, you can try to observe this one. Yeah, whenever some number change is there in the command window, see this may not be visible to you clearly, but at least you can observe this one. If some number is changing here, it means you are entering into another subband. Like that you can think. I'll try to run this program. You'll try to listen to that song subband by subband. First subband, second subband, up to 20 subbands. First, that overall thing you can listen. That is overall thing. Now this is up to 1 kHz. This is 1 to 2 kHz. Two to three. Three to four. Four to five. Five to six. Six to seven. 7 to 8. Eight to 9. Nine to 10. Ten to 11. Eleven to 12. One to 13. Thirteen to 14. Fourteen to 15. Fifteen to 16. Sixteen to 17. Eighteen to 19. Nineteen to 20. Yes. My question is, can you briefly explain what you observed in this plan? You have listened to around 20 sub-bands, their contribution. Can you briefly explain what you have observed there?
As the range of the frequency band is increasing, the song is not clearly audible, sir.
Yes. If you go for high frequency sub-bands, at least that voice part is almost negligible. Even that music part also getting vanished when you gone to that last two sub-bands, right? 2 to 3 sub-bands. That's what you have observed, right? That means your major contribution to the song is somewhere, yeah, up to what band you observed somewhat clearly.
Up to 8 to 9, we are able to hear. From 9 to 10, it's completely gone.
Yeah, that means from this you can try to understand which part is contributing more. Like that you can observe. Suppose in this particular song, if I try to filter the frequency components after 10 kilohertz, see, I don't want to consider that entire 20 kilohertz bandwidth audio file. What I want to do is, I want to apply low pass filter with cutoff frequency 10 kilohertz. I will try to remove remaining components about 10 kilohertz. Will it affect my song? Will it give any
No, sir.
reasonable effect? It will be almost negligible, right? Beyond 10 kilohertz subband. Yeah, that's a benefit we are going to get with this one. Yeah, if you do frequency domain analysis, you might have some awareness like this, right? Okay, that's fine. Whatever you have done, that filtering, is it digital filtering or are you changing hardware setup?
Digital filtering.
We are using digital filtering because I just wrote a program for that, right? I have written a program to compute some sort of linear convolution, digital linear convolution. That's what I have done in that program. Instead of having exact hardware with the help of RLC components for the filters, what we have done here is we just try to find that impulse response, but equivalent to digital impulse response of that filters. Once I got that equivalent digital impulse response for those filters, that mathematical expression for the impulse responses, with the help of those mathematical impulse response functions, I can do the convolution with my input x of n, digital input x of n. That's what I have done here. With the help of a processor, we can do convolution, right? Something similar to mathematical manipulations over your x of n. X of n means discrete. With the help of h of n, impulse response of the filter. That's what we have done in this. Hey, no need to change the hardware, right? Yeah, I'll ask you a question. If you look back to your analog signals or analog filters, let's go to analog filters. Okay, what can be this basic filter? This is V out of T. Yeah, what can be this filter? Low pass, high pass, or band pass?
Low pass, sir.
This is basic low pass filter, right? Simple low pass filter. What can be the 3 dB cutoff frequency for this? 1 by 2 pi RC is a 3 dB cutoff frequency for this simple RC low pass filter. Suppose I want to change my cutoff frequency. Then how can I change my cutoff frequency in this? You can look into this and answer. How to change my cutoff frequency FC? For example, earlier my FC.
By changing R and C values.
Yeah, either you should change R value or you should change C value or both. Anything is fine, right? You need to modify this value. You want to modify this one, either this should be modified or this should be modified. That's what you have to do, right? Sometimes you may need to replace this resistor or you may need to replace this capacitor with new capacitor, new resistor, like that. If that is band pass filter, is it okay? Can it act like band pass filter? This one, or do you need to go for one more circuit? Or just tell me high pass. If you want to go for high pass filter, how to proceed? This is very basic level high pass filter. It's not that much good, they too. But this will try to act like some sort of high pass filter, right? You see V in, This is V out of T. I need a capacitor followed by resistor. I'll take the output across this resistor. If I want to go for band pass filter, I need to go for some other circuit, right? That might be combination of RC components, or that might be combination of RLC components. I need to go for one more new circuit. If I want to change my cutoff frequency within band pass filter, then also I need to change one of the components. Either inductor I need to change, or either I need to change capacitor, or I need to change resistor value. That's what I need to do, right? If I want to change my cutoff frequencies. It means when coming to analog filters, I need to replace this hardware setup by some other hardware setup, right? I need to replace all those components in order to design my new filter. What about digital filter? Let's go back to digital filters. You have just seen that, right? At least you got the feeling of digital filters. Am I changing my hardware?
No, sir.
Yeah, what is the hardware that I am using here for digital filters? In order to store my program, I require some memory, right? Memory to store my program or to store my code. And second one, I need a processor. Right? Yeah, I need a processor in order to do that linear convolution in the digital domain using those mathematical expressions for h of n and x of n. I need a processor. And what else I need?
Speaker.
Speaker. Okay. I want to convert to analog signal, right? This input to processor is digital. Output of processor also digital. After that, I need to convert that one to analog signal. It means this is my full system. This is my song. How to record a song? What is that? Transducer, microphone, right? With the help of microphone, I can try to convert this song to electrical signal. This is song means air pressure variations. This is analog signal, right? This is analog signal. This is not electrical signal. Air pressure variations. I'll try to convert that to electrical signal with the help of a transducer. In this case, that's called as microphone. After converting to electrical signal, my next step is I want to do everything with the help of digital means, right? I want to process this with the help of digital signal processor. Digital signal processor. Digital signal processor means input should be digital. This is analog electrical signal. I need to convert this into digital. Analog to digital conversion. ADC means analog to digital conversion. Some block is there. Let's assume that, yeah, some God has given to you this ADC block. Just for now, you can try to think like, yeah, some ADC block with you. Analog to digital conversion circuit. This digital signal, you can process with the help of your digital signal processor. Output you are going to get also digital after digital signal processor. And then what is your next step? Can I give directly digital signal to speaker, or I need some modification?
Amplifier.
No. This is digital signal.
Analog, sir. We have to convert it to analog.
Yeah. You need to do reverse process for this, right? This is analog to digital conversion. This is digital signal. I need to do digital to analog conversion. DAC. Digital to analog conversion. See, analog to digital conversion. Once I got analog signal, that I can pass to speakers. Here the transducer is speaker. So try to convert electrical signal to Once again, air pressure variations. You see air pressure variation to electrical signal. You see electrical signal to air pressure variation. That's what I am doing here. This is my full setup for this experiment, for this particular experiment. Yeah, that's what we had done in this, right? Suppose instead of doing subbands for every 1 kilohertz, I want to do subbands for 5 kilohertz. That means I want to know what's happening between 0 to 5 kilohertz and 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. Instead of listening to that song in those 20 subbands separately earlier, I want to listen for 4 subbands. Do I need to change my hardware circuit in this? Is it required?
No, sir.
Which part I need to modify? Out of these blocks, which block I need to modify? Somewhere I need to do something, right? Where?
DSP, sir.
Yeah, this is along with memory. Yeah, by default you can think that this is including memory. Processor plus memory, this one. I need to change my program or I need to change my code. That's what I need to do, right? I can simply dump my code, new code into this memory. That's what I can do. That means through program I can modify this one, right? I don't require to change my hardware setup at all. That's the benefit of digital system. That's the benefit of digital system. But I'll ask a question. Which one is more costly? Just consider this application specific one. Just consider this particular application only. This application corresponds to, and I need to partition that speech signal into 20 subbands, and I want to listen the contribution from each and every subband. It means I require 20 filters. I'll ask a question like this. 20 analog filters. And 20 digital filters. Which one is more costly?
Analog, sir.
See, what I have used for my digital filter.
Processors and memory.
Okay. Okay, for my system, that is i3 processor only. Let me consider i3, Intel i3 processor. Very basic level processor I am using. And some hard disk I am using, but I have 1 TB hard disk. Now forget about remaining everything, that monitor, yeah, just consider these two things only. Which one is more costly? 20 analog filters or this one?
Processor is costly, sir.
Yeah, what can be the rough
Costly.
cost of this part?
Few thousands.
A few orders of maybe 10,000, 20,000 is like that.
Yes, sir.
This combination.
Sir.
Let me consider 15,000 for example. 15 to 20,000 roughly, if you have assumption like that. Then what can be the cost of this?
Low, sir, because we use resistors and all those things. No, sir. It is less costly.
Not even 1,000 also, right? It might be less than 1,000 rupees. It's not even above 1,000 rupees. Now you can answer. For this particular application, which one you feel good thing?
Analog.
Digital or analog?
Analog.
Analog is good. Okay, that's fine. If that is application specific, this is good, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, suppose, let's go back to your C programming. What are the experiments that you learned there? C programming. I can give briefly.
All the basic programs and
Yeah, is it sorting?
Sorting,
Yeah,
searching,
okay. Searching. And what else?
list and
Okay, and mathematical operations also, right? Some,
yes, sir, series,
okay, mathematical operation. Might be some sort of calculator. It might be, is it some sort of like a calculator? Yeah. Suppose instead of going for application specific task, today I had done this experiment. Tomorrow I want to do some sort of sorting. Then which one looks good for you?
Digital, sir.
Digital, right? If that is analog one, you need to go for, you need to change that entire hardware, right? You need to change that entire hardware. Because see, at least you might heard about analog calculator. Yeah. How to implement analog calculators? Okay. If you're not heard about that, that can be done with the help of op amps. You might heard about op amp adders, subtractors, such things, right?
yes, sir.
With the help of op amp setup, there is a scope for you to design analog calculators. That's possible, but that little bit noisy, right? Analog, you can't avoid that noise. You need to change that entire hardware setup. But for this, I don't need to change my hardware, right? For digital case, I can once again use the same thing. I can go for some other program, or if I need some software tool for that, I can download that and I can install that one. I don't need to change my hardware at all, right? That's the benefit of using digital systems. It totally depends on your application, whether to go for analog or digital. If that is application oriented, you don't want to change that circuit for few years, for example. Suppose if you have designed some circuit and you want to use the same thing for few more years, then you need to think about cost, right? If you want to change that application day by day or within days itself, then you need to think about flexibility. See, more flexible as compared to analog, right? It totally depends on your application or your choice. Yeah. Now, let's try to list out what are the benefits of digital. What are the benefits that we have discussed till now? Number one. Okay, easy storage. We can store them easily. Okay, that's fine.
encryption,
Okay, encryption, right? It means security. And noise immunity also high, right? Noise immunity is high. And flexibility, right? I don't need to change my hardware every time. I can simply change my program. That's what I am doing, right? Mostly in my digital system. Even you might think about that Arduino. You might heard about Arduino, right? Arduino boards like that. Have you heard about that?
Yes, sir.
Earlier during Tech Fest time, you might have seen that somewhere, right? In Tech Fest. Yeah, that's fine. Those are also digital, right? You are trying to dump a code into that one. See, that's not this much costly. Arduino, do you think the cost of Arduino is same as the cost of this one? It's very low, right? Yes. less than 1,000 rupees, that entire setup. That's not like 15,000, it's processor, i3 processor and this one. You are using basic microcontroller in that one, instead of processor. Even in digital also, you can go for less cost circuits, low cost setups. Something like Arduino, that microcontroller or microprocessors, basic level. That can be done. There are no issues with it. And what else might be the advantages of digital?
Accuracy also, sir.
Okay, accuracy, yeah.
Reliable.
Reliable, that's fine. Yeah.
Speed, can I say?
And yeah, what is that?
Speed, sir, speed.
Okay, speed. Yes, yeah, there is a scope for that. You can compress the data, and after that, you can broadcast that one. Yeah. When that is not live streaming, here speed matters. Yeah, it's possible. What else? Okay, that is fine. What about your mobile phones? I think almost everyone is having smartphone. You right? That's what you have, that WhatsApp in your, yeah. That is fine. In your smartphone, have you installed any new app recently?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you try to install new apps, you are not going to change any hardware, right? You are simply trying to dump that tool in your memory. After that, your processor will take care of those things, right? That's what happening there. Not to change your hardware setup. You are making use of the same hardware setup. If that is analog, you need to replace that entire mobile phone with some other circuit, right? If you want to implement such applications. That's the benefit of your digital flexibility is there. Yeah, can someone answer? See, I have given some circuit like this. What is my circuit? Here is, I am using analog to digital converter. This is my analog signal. Analog electrical signal. Electrical signal. If this is not electrical, I should use some transducer to convert to electrical signal. After that, I am using analog to digital conversion, followed by digital signal processor with some memory. By default, plus memory is there. And digital to analog converter, followed by transducer in order to convert to required form. That's what I am doing till now. Okay, that's fine. Can I find data or signal which is in digital form directly? Do we need to do this operation every time? Is it mandatory, this part? Do I need ADC, DAC all the time? Okay, yeah. If you're unable to connect to this, I'll try to give some hints. What about speech signal? Is it analog or digital?
Analog.
Analog, right? This is air pressure variations. Air pressure variations, right? The analog, time versus air pressure. Then what about this one-dimensional signal, right? This is time versus air pressure variations. It's a one-dimensional signal, some x of t, like that you can expect. Then what about audio? Is it analog or digital?
Analog.
Analog. Once again, air pressure variations like this. Okay, that's fine. Can you give me any other analog signals? See, whatever you consider in real world, in nature, everything is analog in nature. Everything is analog, right? Even if you consider some scenery, some scene, for example, if you look at some person, in general, that should be analog, right? By default, that's continuous in nature. That entire texture is continuous in nature, right? Most of the signals that you observed, by default, almost all signals in nature are analog. Your speech analog, audio is analog, and even the pictures also analog. You'll try to digitize that, right? You'll try to convert that picture into image which contains pixels. Yeah, what is the capacity of your mobile camera? You might heard about this one, right? Yeah, one of you can answer. You are using mobile phone with cameras, right?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Are you asking a phone name? I'm not getting you, sir.
No, that mobile camera is there, right? That resolution
Sure.
is there. Resolution. What is that?
12 MP, 25 MP like that.
64 MP rear camera.
Okay, 64 MP. 64. What is the meaning of this one?
Megapixel.
64
Megapixels.
Is it per inch square or this one? I think 64 megapixels per inch square. Inch. You are trying to partition this into 64 into 10 power 6 parts. Mega means, is it 10 power 5 or 10 power 6? Mega means
10 power 6.
10 power 6, right? 64 into 10 power 6. That many samples or that many dots are there in this one. But if you consider a real picture, that is continuous in nature, right? You won't find these kind of pixels. You are trying to sample this into that many samples. 64 into 10 power 6 samples in this 1 inch by 1 inch part space. Yeah, if you have doubt, you can try to have a look into this one. Even I have some doubt in this one. You can cross check this. You are trying to convert that into digital one. Which one is good? 12 megapixel or 64 megapixel?
64. Sure.
64 might be good, right? If you want to do any post processing, 64 might be good as compared to 12 megapixel because you are trying to go for more number of samples in the same spatial locations in that part. You are trying to digitize that one. Yeah, my question is, can I find the data or signal in digital form directly? Do I need this one all the time? For these two signals, I need them. Because these are analog signals. Most of the signals in nature are analog signals. I need ADC, analog digital conversion, so that I can process that with the help of a digital signal processor. And I need to reconvert back to analog signal with the help of this. I required these two things for that. What about text? Is it analog or digital?
Digital, sir.
Digital, right? It's directly available in digital form. because you are typing, right, with the help of some keyboard. The output of that keyboard will be some sort of digital, right? Digitalized version. Your text is directly in the digital form. This is not directly available in your nature, right? Not available in nature. You have created all these things, right? This text corresponds to digital. This is directly available in digital form. For these cases, you don't require this, right? You don't need this one. You can directly have this one. You can give it to this, and you can process that. And let's store this in digital form only. Yeah, that's fine.